Before we talk about technology, I want to open with the foundation of wisdom. Proverbs 24, verses 3 and 4 says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures." Today, your house is your business, and those rare treasures are your data, your clients list, and your hard work. God gives us the wisdom to create, but He also gives us the stewardship to protect what we have been given. I'm Carlos, and I'm from Nice2GeekYou. Today, we're applying your wisdom to cybersecurity. We're going to learn how to lock the doors to your digital house so your treasures remain safe. Pillar 1, device stewardship. In the physical world, if a lock screen is broken, you fix it. In the digital world, a broken lock is called a vulnerability. Microsoft, Apple, and software companies send out updates. Many people ignore them. Now, I'd like to dive into why that's not a good idea. You definitely want to make sure your updates are up to date. You want to make sure that you are checking them periodically. And if it's too much for you to endure, let's say you have several clients, you have several users within your office, several employees, we handle that for you. Now, ensure your operating systems are current is the first step in guiding your property. What that means is Microsoft, as of recently, has actually publicly said, hey, we're not going to be giving you protection for Windows 10 any further. Now, this happened last year, 2025. They noticed, like, hey, there's a lot of people that still have Windows 10 devices, so let's go ahead and extend that coverage a little bit further. If and when you're a bad actor and you hear this, it seemed to have triggered a light bulb in their head. And it said, hey, a lot of people are now going to be vulnerable. They're leaving their front door open, their window open to their home, to their properties. We should probably start sending them a little bit of attack so that we can get access to their bank accounts, to their credit cards, to their social media websites, to your emails, to your business emails. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, Nice2GeekYou is here to help to ensure that we can first show you today a little bit of steps on how you can make sure that you're taking care of yourself if you're, a personal residential environment, or take care of your employees if you're full-blown business with several users, 50 plus, for example. Okay? So one of the main things that we like to cover here in Pillar 1, as mentioned, is to make sure that you have no vulnerabilities. There are tools that we offer, that we use, to where we can actually run a vulnerability scan and provide you with a detailed report on what we found. Okay, so in that report, majority of the time it's going to give us straightforward instructions on how we can actually fix your vulnerabilities that we found, whether it be password related, whether it be just script related, meaning something was not done correctly on your website, which then gives bad actors, the hackers, the ability to do what's maybe a middleman attack, to where they can go in and trick your own clients to think that it's you, because you're able to take your email or maybe take your website, and then when clients click on that, it sends them to their, hackable, downloadable Trojan virus hacks. Okay? So that's our first pillar for today, which is device stewardship. Again, just making sure that you keep your devices updated. Now, this goes for Apple, this goes for Microsoft, this goes for Linux, this goes for Android, which is Linux, smartphone devices, laptops, desktops, etc. Even nowadays, it's expanded into your kitchens, it's expanded into your living rooms, and your bedrooms, all within your homes itself. How? Well, we have smart refrigerators that run on Linux. We have smart TVs that run on Linux, majority of the time. Apple TVs, Google TVs, which are based off Linux. It's a third operating system, which we will cover in a future show to dive deep on the history of these things. Okay? So please, keep your stuff updated. Our next point is our pillar 2. So protecting the keys, okay? The concept, scripture tells us to be vigilant. 1 Peter 5:8 reminds us to be alert because the enemy prowls. In the cyber world, hackers are prowling for your passwords, for your emails, for your bank accounts, for your credit cards, for your social media, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty crazy. And it's been getting tremendously more crazier, I would say, in the last 3 to 4 months. Data shows that attempts of hacks have actually increased 30 to 40%. And this is not just for businesses, but even residences. So the solution, we need to put a guard at the door. This guard is called a multi-factor authentication. Okay. This little code, let me show you an example of it. This is a Google Authenticator. Not sure if you can see that. We'll be showing a little bit more on the screen reflection. But what the concept is here is that I'm able to connect several accounts to this always changing every 30 seconds of codes. So to dive deeper into that, this shield stops them from entering, period. This little code is your shield. It is that guard at the door. Even if a thief steals your password key, this shield gives another level of security to stop them from gaining access to your bank accounts, to your credit cards, to your emails, to your websites, et cetera, et cetera. How it works? In simple terms, again, it's just an ever-changing code that changes every 30 seconds. In another episode, we will be diving deep on how to set this up for your accounts. Once you do it the first time, it's pretty straightforward. Again, just a short, direct way of how it works is you simply get this authenticator. It could be any authenticator. There's Google, Microsoft, and other authenticators out there, but those are the main two. Microsoft actually recommends that be the main way. They kind of push it on you for a simple reason that it is the most secure way to implement that two-step authentication, that multi-factor authentication. Google also recommends it, but they're not as pushy about it like Microsoft is, which is fine. For each their own. With this authenticator, what it does is it allows you to link this ever-changing passcode to whatever type of account you'd like, whether it be social media, Facebook, X, whatever, whether it be Gmail, Microsoft accounts, whether it be maybe bank accounts. This is a top creme de la creme way to authenticate and the best and biggest guard for your accounts. Okay, there's other ways to authenticate yourself. There's email authentication, which means to authenticate your account that you're trying to log into, it'll send you an email to maybe a different email that you've provided that account. And then in that email, it'll say, click here so that you can authenticate this other account that you're attempting to log into. And then the third one is text message authentication. Same process, but instead it sends it to a text message on your phone. You then click that link on your phone, or maybe it provides you a code, and then you enter that code into that account so you can log in. Now, these three ways are good, right? However, from experience this past week, I actually just had a client of ours call an emergency service. We went out there on a Saturday. We offer emergency services on holidays, after hours, and weekends. And it was a Saturday on a Sabbath. I went out, and this individual was freaking out. He was referred to us because they had hacked his AOL account. And unfortunately for him, he did another security faux pas. It's a big no-no. You don't want to have one central location where you have everything connected to. That's just not a good idea. You want to kind of spread out that information, that access. Like the old saying goes, don't put your eggs all in one basket. So he did that. He had all his eggs in one basket, and they got access to that basket. He had a device. They were able to send him, which we'll be speaking about in Pillar 3, an email which he didn't pay attention to. It seemed like an invite from a friend for some kind of event coming up. Seemed normal. He had heard his wife speak about it, so he clicked on it. Yeah. Here we are on a Saturday. He's freaking out. They've already attempted to transfer money, I don't know how many thousands, out of an investment account to an offshore account. His banks, he already saw one transaction to buy, I believe it was a makeup debit card, or I'm sorry, gift card, using his credit card. So he's freaking out. He turned off the computer. He did a great thing. He didn't know what to do. He turned off the computer. He called his son. His son called us. We went out there. We're there, and we get to work. First thing we did is just disconnect the device off the internet. If you have an Ethernet connection going to your device, first step, disconnect it. Get it off the internet. That allows for that bad actor to not have remote access, internet access to your computer. Once you do that, you've cut them off temporarily. I was able to get in. We were able to find the actual virus, the file. We were able to remove it. We ran a full scan on this computer, which leads me to a big point. If you're using what seems to be called an antivirus software on your device, I'm going to give you a huge tip. We'll call it a pro tip on if this is a true antivirus or not. One, if this antivirus that's on your computer can be uninstalled by just going to the control panel on your computer or just add or remove, and it doesn't give you a notification to enter an access code that only can be accessed through the cloud, then you don't have a true antivirus system. Sorry, but it's the truth. And this is the most simplest way to get hacked by anybody, because at the end of the day, whether it's somebody locally that maybe you're at work, right, and your employees think that they're being protected, but then you have a bad actor come in one day and they leave their computers open, or they don't have a password on their computer. Well, this individual could just sit down on the laptop, computer, PC, whatever it be, and they could uninstall that antivirus. They could install a Trojan, which just sits there idly, tracking every keystroke. You do the math, it's not good. It does not equate to prosperity. So what we offer at Nice2GeekYou is a true antivirus. And I suggest that you do your research on all of them out there. The main ones that I've seen repeatedly, that we repeatedly see, are going to be the Norton antiviruses, the McAfee's, the Malwarebytes. All of these free version antiviruses, they kind of, what's a good analogy? They throw water on a raging fire. One little bucket of water on a raging fire. You're already roasted. No purpose. You need a true antivirus, so make sure that you reach out to us if you need more information on what we offer, or we could give information and guidance on true antiviruses. Okay. Well, getting back on track. Got a little sidetracked there. We're going to go next to pillar 3, guarding the gate. Data and phishing. Okay, this kind of touched on the key point that I made earlier. How my client got, he got phished into it. That's what's called phishing. PH, not FISH. He got phished because, again, his wife had mentioned, hey, we're going to be having an event coming up. Let's get prepared for it. He already had it in his subconscious, maybe heard her over talking, and then he gets an email saying, hey, there's an invite for this event. Hey, might as well click on it and accept this. It could be added to my calendar. Now, he didn't have a true antivirus, so once he clicked on that link, they got free reign. He opened the front door and let them just come in. Okay? They came in, they took over his computer, they took over his cloud, which is OneDrive, and they're being a bit sneakier now, so they're finding that if you put these malicious codes or malicious programs on the cloud itself, when antivirus gets ran, again, not a true antivirus, it will scan, but it will only scan the local computer, meaning it will only scan the hard drive, the what actually houses all of your data on the physical computer only. It will not actually scan the cloud being OneDrive, Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox, etc., etc. Okay, so these scanners aren't essentially going on the cloud and scanning all of those files to ensure that the malicious downloaded attack is in there. Now, with our actual true antivirus scan, it actually scans those clouds as well. Anything that is linked to that physical hard drive, our antivirus will scan all of it. Again, with your permission, with your access, which obviously we're there to help, so we'll handle that. Okay, so the concept of our pillar 3, guarding the gate, is the enemy often comes disguised. In tech, we call this phishing or social engineering. Okay, they trick you into opening the gate yourself, the front door. The discernment. God gives us a spirit of discernment. Use it when you check your email. Does this email look urgent? Is it asking for money? Pause, breathe, verify. And because we live in a fallen world, sometimes things break. That is why we back up. A backup is your insurance policy. It ensures that no matter what happens, your work is not lost. So we touched on that a little bit already as well, which is the cloud, right? We scan for that cloud to ensure that everything is going honky-dory. Now, it is also a good thing. That's the reason why, going back to the beginning, I mentioned Windows or Microsoft had told all the users that, hey, we're going to be upgrading from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Now, it is kind of a forceful update because they're not saying you have the option and we'll continue to give you security measures forever on Windows 10. We'll continue to cover you for Windows 10. No. What they're saying is we've actually already ended the support for Windows 10. We don't have enough resources to continue to support Windows 10 and all the users that it encompasses. So we're going to forcefully, let's be honest, it is forcefully. We're going to give you the option to update to Windows 11, whether your computer is upgradable. That's another big and a new topic that we can help you on. Because even if your computer is old and it cannot upgrade to Windows 11 because it would be too slow and too laggy, probably crash, we could actually help you with that. There's another operating system, Chrome OS, look it up, that we could upgrade your old computers to and give it life and be actually 99% secure. Very good number. Okay. But yeah, going off track here a little bit. In regards to cloud, why is it good? How does it help us? Why is it around? Why is Microsoft forcing it on us? When you're upgrading to Windows 11, what it actually does, it's following Apple's trick, Apple's pioneering, which what Apple did is they've always embedded this tactic to where all your data is being what they call ghost shadowed, shadow ghosted. Essentially is doing an automatic backup of all of your environment securely in the cloud, even on your iPhones, specifically actually on your iPhones. Now, what this creates is an ease of use for the client, for the user. So let's go back to the business environment. If you have 50 users in your business that are your employees, and let's say 10 of them, 15 of them, their hard drives just crash. They got overloaded, they had too much data on them, or the computer dropped, somebody kicked it, whatever. Name your scenario. Once that hard drive gets corrupted, it loses all of its data. For you to get that actually recovered, there are specific companies that do that we partner with as well. They recover data, but it's very costly. I haven't had any client go, or at least get quoted to go below $2,000 just to recover that data off of one hard drive. So you multiply that by 10, 5, 20 users of your employees, your business may be out of business. So as a backup, as a kind of a new move that to combat that and not be so reliant on a local little piece of hardware, accidents, humans, they've embedded to back up to the cloud automatically. So now, let's say you break that iPhone, going back to that scenario, you break that iPhone, you can't turn it on, nothing's working. You go back into the Apple store, you say, hey, it's broken, can you fix it? Sorry, we can't fix it. Okay, I'd like to buy a new one. You buy a new phone, you simply just log back into your Apple account, and then boom, all the data instantly goes back onto your phone. Now, Android does this. I have a Google phone. They do the same thing as well. Same exact thing. You could just download exactly what you were backing up incrementally into the cloud. And now now the hardware itself, this actual device here, becomes a little bit more irrelevant. I can go and get another device, log back in, and it's like I'm copying and pasting what I've been doing on that device, all my data. Now, if you put that back to the business environment, you have 10 employees, all 10 of them, all their hard drives go bad. You just go buy 10 more devices. You have them log back in, and it's like they never broke anything. They're off to the races. It's very efficient, very productive, and it allows you to just stay as productive as possible. Okay? So, cloud's good. Just be very careful on how you use the cloud, because it can also, just as anything good, can be used for bad as well. So again, viruses could be hidden in there. If your antivirus is not scanning it, then please make sure that you get a true antivirus. Get with us. Check our website. Google us. All right. So I'd like to close off with a blessing. We covered updating your devices, locking your accounts, and backing up your data. These are practical ways to honor the work you have been blessed with. All right. So at Nice2GeekYou, we don't just fix your computers. We partner with you to protect your livelihood. If you need help securing your business, please reach out to us at Nice2GeekYou.com or visit any search and look for us, Nice2GeekYou with the 2 or 2-O. I want to close today by speaking a blessing over you, your family, and your business. As found in Numbers 6:24. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May your devices be secure. May your data be protected. And may your business prosper in safety. Again, I'm Carlos. God bless you. And it's nice to geek you.